Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
It's draft week, y'all. There are some fantasy players that go through a ton of mock drafts just for the fun of it. But if you only play 1 or 2 leagues a year, the online draft room can get pretty overwhelming. In this video, I'll show you simple tips and tricks to help you draft a winning team. Welcome to Put Me in a Game. Let's go. Down, set, hut, hut, hut. Most fantasy draft parties are just that, a party. Guys get so caught up in the party that they forget the main reason why they're there. That won't be a problem for you if you follow these tips. My first tip is you should check out my video on my top 5 tips for a great fantasy draft. There are a lot of things in that video that won't be covered in this one because this video is mainly about draft day. It's about 6 minutes long and it's filled with valuable information. Tip number 2. Don't drink and draft. There will be plenty of time to drink beer and eat wings after the draft is over. Make sure you go and get set up and get ready for the draft before you do anything else. 1 beer is fine, but don't drink a whole bucket of beers, man. And whatever you do, don't fix a big old plate of food right before the draft starts. There's nothing more distracting than trying to draft with hot wing sauce all over your hands. Number 3. Do pre-draft ranking online. Yahoo allows you to edit your pre-draft rankings, and it drafts players according to your list, even if it's on auto draft. This is really helpful if you lose your Wi-Fi signal during the draft. Fantasy drafts are notorious for bad Wi-Fi connections. In some cases, it might even be better to use your Wi-Fi hotspot on your cell phone. If you have unlimited 5G service, it's a no-brainer. Number 4, you need to know your way around the draft room. You should queue up players so there's no panicking when your turn comes. You can queue up players by pressing the star button next to the player's name. The player queue is located in the top right corner, and you can adjust players in the queue according to your draft need. And as players get drafted, they're automatically removed from your queue. The first time I did an online draft, I couldn't tell which players were being drafted. But in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see a list of players getting drafted by other teams. If you see a run on certain positions, then you should move that position up in your queue. You should also filter according to position every now and then. If you need a quarterback, it does you no good to see an overall list filled with wide receivers and running backs. Finally, after the draft is over, you should start working the room for possible trades. There's always someone in the group who will trade you a great player for one of their favorite players. That's when you start drinking and buying drinks. That's all I have for today. Good luck in your fantasy draft, and I'll catch you next time on Put Me in a Game.